won't believe it. Wow, okay, first of all, the camera quality is really, really bad, and I know that. And I don't care, because guys, this is what YouTube used to look like. Okay? And I think that we could all do with a dose of, real, I don't know. Or whatever. Give me a second. Anyway, welcome back to Hound Table number 2. My name is Sam. Or Preyhound. Well, not really. Preyhound, it's kind of a persona. When I'm doing Hound Table, I'm here as Sam. I'm here. Also, my display is mirrored. I'm recording this video on QuickTime Player instead of Photo Booth, because this is what I was gonna say. You'll never believe it. The first time I tried to fucking record this video, I got to 45 minutes. I pressed pause and it didn't save. Ah! That's okay. That's okay, because maybe I'll be a little more articulate and a little more concise this time, and I won't have to keep you guys here for 45 whole minutes, unlike last time. I had a lot to say, and I'm not apologizing for it. I don't care, actually. Anyway, so, how was this past week? This past week was good. I honestly don't have a lot to yap about, I think, because I was very, I was working a lot. I was pretty busy. I did some of my very first Halloween expeditions since moving here. I went to a housewarming party. It was so much fun. I saw a lot of lovely people that I hadn't seen in a while. A lot of friends of friends. And that's the best type of party, because you sort of kind of know everybody, or at least know how everybody knows each other. Everybody's really friendly. It was great. And I went dressed as a roller derby chick. You know, I had my knee pads, my elbow pads, my helmet. And then we went out dancing afterwards. Nobody else was really in costume in that place, but it's okay. Halloween lasts like 2-3 weeks anyway, so obviously nobody cares, and it's important to remember that sometimes just dancing in a club and stuff, like, nobody gives a shit, dude. Anyway, so, as you know, the first thing that we talk about, is we do we do a lyric review. I pick a song, I read the lyrics, I review them. Last week I said that this week would be I review really shitty lyrics, but it's like, guys, I mean, it's just, I don't want to review a song and be like, these lyrics fucking suck, because, like, who am I to... Shit is subjective, you know? It's like I would rather, direct people's positive attention towards something that deserves it, instead of people's negative attention towards something, you know? Somebody's smoke alarm is going off and it's driving me fucking crazy. Well, perfect time to reapply my lip gloss, I guess. And so yeah, I want to focus on a song that I do like the lyrics of, because why be a hater to those that don't deserve it? So I've been really listening over and over to the song A Burning Hill by Mitski. And we know this song, Today I Will Wear My White Button Down, I'm Tired of Wanting More, I Think I'm Finally Worn. Everybody listens to it when they feel a certain type of way. And it's because her lyrics are so visceral and frank. I mean, let's talk about what I talked about. Let's think about what song I did last week, which was Till Forever by Bobby Sifray. Very saying it like it is, saying how I feel in a frank, straightforward way. And this is like this song, A Burning Hill by Mitski as well. However, the thing I love about Mitski is she combines the physical, the real, the mundane, the frank, straightforward with the poetic, emotional, metaphorical, kind of like foggy, painterly type lyrics. And she combines them so well. Oops, I need to make sure my pasta isn't burning. Be right back. So yeah, that's why I love this song. It's kind of a masterclass in saying exactly what you want to say and getting the fuck out of there. Because like the song I reviewed last week, this song is like 2 stanzas pretty much. And it's a rather short song. Also, it was released in 2016 off of her album Puberty 2. Let's read them. Okay, I'm going to read through the lyrics now. Today I will wear my white button down. I'm tired of wanting more. I think I'm finally worn. For you have a way of promising things. And I've been a forest fire. I am a forest fire. And I am the fire, and I am the forest, and I am a witness watching it. I stand in a valley watching it, and you're not there at all. So today I'll wear my white button down. I can at least be neat, walk out and be seen as clean. And I'll go to work, and I'll go to sleep, and I'll love the littler things. I'll love some littler things. It's just devastating, but so beautiful in its destruction. It's like a fire, like a fire rips through a forest. It's devastating, but you can't help but admire its power. The spectacle of something crashing and burning. And I think that's why people self-sabotage, is because watching something fall apart can sometimes, I don't know, it can sometimes remind you you're alive. Sometimes it reminds you that you can still feel. And I find that vibe in this song. I find that this song has so much to do with feeling numb. And in the end, I'll love the littler things. Like, I'll love some littler things. Those mean 2 completely different things. I'll love the littler things. I'll go to work, I'll go to sleep, I'll admire a dog on my walk, I'll smell a flower, I'll feel the sun on my skin, I'll focus on the way the soap feels in my fingers, I'll love those little things. But then I'll love some littler things. It's almost like she's giving up on love because it's too big a weight to carry, and after it all comes crashing down, maybe she can't love something. She can't go after something that big again for a while, because she's been taken right back to square one. And that is, okay, what I can actually control is getting myself out of bed, putting on my button down, so at least from the outside I look like I have something together, and I can live each day, even if I feel like I'm sleepwalking through them. And I'll try to love smaller things that won't end in such a fire. I don't know, it's just a very devastating song, but it's the fact that it is so devastating is why I think so many people love it, is because it's a feeling that so few people have been able to put into words, and yet she does it perfectly in fucking 2.5 minutes. It's astonishing, and I find that with so many of her songs, and that's why I've been a longtime fan of Mitski, and I think she's great. I love her songwriting, and yeah. So that's all for the lyric segment. The next, oh my god, I need to check on my pasta. Humble noodle. Okay, so anyway, the next thing that I talk about is, I read an entry from my diary. See, this one's nice. Sometimes it's hard to find like a good entry that I'm willing to share on the internet. So I'm gonna run out eventually, and then this diary segment will just become something else. But here's this. I think for once I'm allowing myself to feel proud of the work I've done. This shit sounds good, actually. Maybe I'm better at this than I thought. That's nice. It's hard, sometimes to say good things about yourself. I mean, especially for me, it's tough, because it feels a little embarrassing. You're like, oh, I shouldn't need the approval, whatever. It's like, blah, blah, blah. Everybody needs to feel like they're doing a good job, every once in a while. So, anyway, the next thing is a book, the book of the week. I'm still reading Dune Messiah, and I'd like to rescind some of the things I said last week because it's gotten really good. Since the halfway point, it's gotten pretty crazy. Paul's going off on a solo mission that he kind of like maybe knows is a trap. I'm like, whoa, what's going on? Yeah, I got this book called Tapping the Source by Nunn. And I got it at Amoeba Music for $2.99 in the clearance section. Good find. And I got it because I looked on the back and it said a reissue of the classic novel that inspired the movie Point Break. Do you guys know Point Break? It stars Keanu Reeves and Patrick Swayze. And it's this crime surfer movie. Yes, a crime surfer movie. It's great. And I don't even want to go through the plot because I just want to bring it to your attention if you've never heard of this movie so that you can go and watch it and just take it in. Just absorb it, okay? Because it's a pretty crazy ride from start to finish. And it reveals to you that some people, they're only in it to get radical. They don't know about the source, dude. Sorry, anyway. Wow, that was bad. Anyway, so I'm excited to read it because I love when movies are like, this was inspired by this book. Like, maybe this isn't exactly this book, but it inspired this book. I love that. Like Blade Runner and Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep. It's like an inspiration, not exact, but yeah. So I'm very excited. I'll be talking about that next week once I start reading it because I'm almost done with Dune Messiah. Anyway, that's all for my book of the week, and my projects. So currently I'm doing something very new that I've never done before. I'm scoring a movie. I'm working on a film score, and once I finish it and I have everything squared away, then I'll talk more about it and stuff. But as for right now, I'm still in the process, and it is so freaking rewarding. Shit, it's a lot of work. And I'm very stressed out, especially because, I'm working with this little home studio I got here in my closet. But two of my really good friends are helping me. One is doing the mixing and one helped with some arranging and live recording. And the team I'm working with is just all such lovely, kind, funny, intelligent, creative, freaking people. It's great. It's I couldn't have asked for a better experience my first time doing something, so it's a lot, so I'm very thankful for that and excited about it, but it is a lot of work, which is great. So it's kind of been the only thing I've really been doing this week, except I have been taking on projects of the soul. As you can tell from my last video too, I'm in a very soul-searchy time in my life. And so a lot of my projects have been projects of the mind, of the heart, and I have a few written down here. Okay, here's one. In relationships and friendships, the importance of being able to argue every now and then and disagree. I think that a disagreement, or even a argument, a spat, no yelling. I'm not talking about yelling. I don't think yelling is okay ever, unless someone is in danger or you're trying to get their attention from far away. I'm talking about that stray, snippy remark that didn't come out quite right. That causes a little... I think that those can be sometimes a good thing. And let me explain. They can be a good thing because if you never, ever allow a relationship you have, a friendship, a romantic relationship, whatever, if you never allow the other person to be authentic and they never allow you to be authentic in all your ways, which is mind your tone, be kind to the people you love, but people aren't fucking perfect. People fuck up. People use the wrong tone every now and then. People have different feelings on certain things. It's when the precedent is never set that it is okay to disagree, or even okay to get like caught in a bad moment and stuff like that, you're never going to get closer with people, and those relationships are going to break down because they will never get deep, because you aren't allowing each other to be full, complete, authentic people that have flaws. And I think that's why a lot of people are lonely in their friendships, is because once someone fucks up, maybe, depending on the fuck up, like if it's really bad, like that's not what I'm talking about. Let's be a little nuanced, like obviously that's not what I'm talking about. But, you know, when someone makes a human error, instantly you're out the door. When it's like, okay, people aren't perfect, and you don't want people to expect perfection from you. And so you can't expect it from anybody else. And we know that implicitly, but we don't always put it into practice. And I think it's very important to, because everybody in your life that you're very close to, you've seen them in their bad moments. You've seen them in their bad moments, they've seen you in your bad moments. And I think that's very, obviously very important for a long-lasting, close relationship or friendship with somebody. Because, I mean, people who are like, I've never had a fight with my partner ever, I worry. Because because I don't think that is possible. I really don't think that is possible. For how complicated every single person on this earth is, I really don't think it's possible to say, like, that you're absolutely head over heels in love with somebody and you've never had an argument with them. And that's just my opinion, you know. It's like, and sometimes I feel like when that happens, the next thing is, oh, well, we just have a conversation about every single thing. And it's like, that's really good. I think that being in control of your reactions to things and not getting snippy, not getting angry and stuff like that, obviously that's good. You know, you don't want to be, but there's an in-between. There's like, it's not great if you're fucking fighting and arguing all the time with your friends or your partner or whatever. But it's also not great if you never feel safe enough to be authentic, you know? I really hope I articulate this well, because I'm not saying that people shouldn't step away, process their feelings, and then come back and talk through an issue. I'm just saying it doesn't have to be like that for the small, stupid shit. Because sometimes I feel like when people have a moment where they butt heads, it can almost be more productive than going away and processing your feelings and coming back and talking about it. Because sometimes when you go away and you analyze your feelings for something that maybe isn't that big of a deal, you know? And what isn't a big deal, that's like your own definition of that. Like, I'm not going to tell you what is or doesn't count as a big deal in a friendship or a relationship. Like, whatever. But for small things, it's like, it can almost make it into a bigger deal than it has to be when everything is like, we go away and think about it and then we come back and talk about it. It can end up making things that are a little less serious into things that are more serious. And that's fine too, you know, because sometimes people like taking even the small things really seriously and it works for them. But for me, I find that sometimes the occasional, like, can result in, oh, why are we mad at each other? I don't really know. Oh, okay, well, then are we cool? Yeah, we're cool. And that's that. There's a healthy balance in all things, but I do think that it is important in close relationships to feel safe enough to know that if you maybe don't have the best tone, or if you butt heads with somebody, it's not the end of the world and they're not just going to fucking drop you and leave. And it's important that you're not going to do that to others, because you got to give people the grace that you expect people to give you. It's the golden rule. I mean, the golden rule is treat people how you want to be treated, but people are people and people are going to fuck up. And so it's the golden rule with a little footnote, you know? Yeah. And this, all this to say, everything that I have said is absolutely scrubbed if there is not a foundational level of trust and respect. Because it's very clear to know if you're arguing or disagreeing with somebody who trusts and respects you versus someone who doesn't. And I think that there is no good that comes out of arguing with someone who does not respect you. Because you're never gonna fucking get anywhere, you know? At that point, you gotta just, you know, dust off your hands and get out of there. But I'm talking about, like, with friends that with friends and partners, it's like, if the respect is there, and the trust is there, and the love is there, you should be comfortable. It should be like, you should be able to be a fully complete person, you know, that can, you know, not be perfect all the time. You can't expect anybody to be perfect. Especially if you know, yeah. This is another thing I want to talk about. Going on long walks. My favorite thing to do every morning is to just go on a walk. It takes me like an hour. It's great. Because of the people watching, dude. It can make you feel really good to go on a walk and catch those small little moments between people. It's so nice. Well, I mean, also it's like, you catch a lot of bad ones. You catch a lot of people being jerks. You catch a lot of people being, you know, insensitive, rude. But what I've found is what you want to see, you will see. And so if I go on a walk only trying to see, like, people are so annoying, walking too slow, rah, you know, I fucking hate people, that's all I will see. But if I'm also looking for the other things, you know, if I'm just seeing things for how they are instead of looking for things in particular, it's great. Because, you know, for every person who is head in their phone, you know, nearly running people off the sidewalk, there's dad walking down the street with a baby and a Bjorn laughing or something, or like there's someone helping like a lady across the street, or like strangers smiling at each other. Like, for every thing you see that demonstrates how rude people can be, there's always going to be something that demonstrates how kind people can be. And I think it's important to know that both things are true. And yeah, that really just ties back into my disagreement argument conversation. Because yeah, I don't know, I think that it's scary to think about the fact that the only way you're going to be close with people is if eventually they see the things about yourself that aren't so polished. But it's true, you know. That's the only way you get close to people, and it's scary, but I'm sure every single person knows somebody or has felt themselves the effect of not being close to anybody, of not letting anybody in that way, or even not allowing anybody else to be real with you in that way, and just kind of keeping yourself isolated. That shit eats away at you. And the risk you assume is that not everybody that you open up to is going to receive it well, or take care of the information you give them. And that's just the risk you assume. But I don't think that it makes it something you should never do. You know, it's like, I guess it's kind of like swimming in the ocean. Anyway, that's the projects I'm doing. Everything else I'm doing, like I still have my show in November, on November 1st at 7 p.m. at the Virgil in Santa Monica. There's a pre-sale link on my Instagram. And pre-sale is nice because it is way less expensive than it is at the door. La 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 la. So you would want to nab that while you can. And it would be really fun to, you know, have you guys at my show. The other people on the bill are really good. There's Scott Cole and Aaron Bogan. Aaron's putting out an album, I think, the day before, so it's going to be really awesome. And it would just be a really fun time. I'm excited to start playing again. I'm playing a lot of new songs, and some oldies. So, not that anybody would know any of them anyways, but for the few that do, it's fun to be like, I'm playing some oldies tonight. Yeah. The few that do being just like my my friends. Anyway, so that's all for projects. I'm still trying to find a job. And I think that honestly, the key, and I've known this, but it's really being driven home right now, follow up, follow up, follow up. Keep fucking following up. Even if you feel annoying, fucking just keep following up. Follow up. Oh, it's been a week, follow up. Ooh, it's been 2 weeks, follow up. It's been another week, follow up. Because nobody's fucking hiring right now, so you just gotta be like checking back in all the time. And it sucks. And it's kind of the worst, and it's a little nerve-wracking, but you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, so I guess follow up, follow up, follow up. It's tarot time. And there's an interesting thing about tarot this week. I was inspired to start reading it in a new way because of my friend. Because they read it, I realized that, I know that I was talking a lot about being a very unstructured person and wanting to seek structure in my life. But I don't know if it needs to seep into everything. And specifically, like with tarot, a really structured approach where you're like, this card means this. This card means this. This card is myself. This card is the situation. This card is my past. This card is my present. Can be really good if I have a very specific question in mind. But I don't always. And so to try to really over-categorize things when it's more just like a general, how's my day going? How's this last week been for me? Type of reading, it doesn't really work. And so I'm following my friend's approach, because we were talking about it the other week. And what they do is they'll be shuffling it like this, which I can't do very well. Ooh, I kind of got a rhythm going, okay. Ooh, until one falls out just like that. And then that way, because it's more random and the card itself isn't representative of anything in particular, it's a bit more free association. And I think that it's a little less rigid, I guess, maybe in the answers that I'll conjure up, in like the ways I'll relate the artwork to my situation. Because I'm not trying to fit it into a category. I'm just kind of taking it as it comes, which is very cool. So thank you to my friend. So let's try it. How has this last week been for me in general? It can be emotionally, it can be like in terms of my work, it can be anything. Oh my god, shuffling this way is hard. I want to get like really good at it though. Like there's a scene in Grease where Rizzo is like shuffling cards and I'm like, oh, I need to be able to do that. Ooh. Okay, well, I dropped one. And what I dropped is Temperance. Now, I can consult the book, but what I always associate... Wow, this camera quality is shit. It's 2009, baby. What I always associate Temperance with is this intersecting point between patience and taking stock of what you've accomplished. I feel like this, to me, the artwork especially, screams like, okay, yes, look at what you've grown, look at what you've accomplished, but don't forget that you're not done yet, You still got places to go, you still got things to be, but it's a long journey. So it's like to have patience while still celebrating your benchmarks, I guess. And maybe that's really not what that card means, but I suppose that's what it makes me think about. And so let's have another. Let's see if another falls out. Wow, I'm getting too good at it. I'm getting too good. Okay, well, 2 just fell out, so obviously not. And what I got, I got this one earlier, was this. The 5 of Swords. Ooh, and the 3 of Swords. Oh my god, Bleeding Heart. Ooh, Matters of the Heart. Oh, I can't even talk about it. Okay, I can't even talk about it. I can think about it, but I'm not going to talk about it on the internet. This one, 5 of Swords. I always read this card as like, he's kind of like cocky, a little like, "Rrr." And these guys are walking away, their swords are on the floor, he's gathering all of them. It kind of seems like he won this fight, and he might be kind of like trash talking the guys as they're walking off walking out of the arena, like, you suck, you suck. And honestly, I feel like this could relate to, you know, how you talk to yourself, how I talk to myself. Because it's so easy to be so fucking hard on yourself. Maybe if you're not exactly where you want to be, maybe if, like, there are things you've been ignoring or something like that, or just anything going on in your life, it's so easy for it to automatically become a reflection of your worth and who you are. And it's like, dude, this swordsman, oh, sorry, my camera's mirrored, so I, like, don't know where to go. This swordsman is like a total, you know, anybody who saw him gloating and lording his victory over these guys would be like, what a fucking jerk. And so that's sometimes, I guess, how you need to look at your own mind when you start dogging on yourself, you know? Because if somebody else was talking to you like that, oh my god, everybody like, what a jerk, you're being so unfair. Oh, so it's only jerky if somebody else is telling you that you're worthless, but not when you're telling yourself that you're worthless, you know? And so that's why it's like, my choir teacher would always say, treat yourself like a friend would. I suppose she was right. Anyway, my next segment is Ask Preyhound, but I really dropped the ball this week, and I didn't really ask for any submissions. So, if you have something you want advice on, or if it's like, guess what, or like, you know, just, or want to ask any question, within reason, don't be a freak, email preyhound4, like the number 4, ever, at gmail.com. preyhound4ever@gmail.com. And put in the subject line, put like Ask Preyhound or something, and I may answer it. I may answer it next week. I don't know. It might be really fun. So that's it. Thank you so much, and I'll see you later. And goodbye. And